The football world is on fire right now. This Sunday, Shedeur Sanders makes his first official start as an NFL quarterback, and the hype is absolutely massive. This isn't just another rookie's first game. This is a cultural phenomenon unfolding in real time. Look at the numbers. Sports analysts are clearing their schedules. YouTube channels are prepping special coverage. Twitter is exploding with predictions and hot takes. Vegas lines are shifting because of the quarterback change alone. This has become must-watch television, plain and simple. Love him or hate him, think he'll succeed or crash and burn, you'll be watching. We all will be. The journey to this moment has been wild. Just days ago, Shedeur was the third-string quarterback with zero expectation of playing this season. Then, he got thrown into a game against one of the league's best defenses with no preparation, and the internet lost its mind analyzing his performance. Some called it a disaster, others saw potential, but everyone noticed something. Now, Kevin Stefanski's leaked comments about being encouraged by what he saw are going viral. The coaching staff believes this kid might be their franchise quarterback. Everything changed overnight. Here's what's crazy. Cleveland scheduled their game for 4:30 p.m. on Sunday, specifically because they know everyone wants to see what Shedeur does. A fifth-round rookie is generating more buzz than veterans who've dominated headlines for years. That's the power of this moment. Understanding what we're about to witness requires knowing what happened behind the scenes. Before that halftime appearance, Shedeur hadn't taken a single snap with the starting offense. Zero. He was running scout team, mimicking the opponent's quarterback to help the defense prepare. He was getting everyone else ready while not preparing himself at all. This week is completely different. Shedeur is getting every first-team practice rep. He's working with the starting offensive line on timing and protections. He's building chemistry with the starting receivers. He's in meeting rooms with offensive coordinator Tommy Rees, going through the entire game plan built specifically for him. This is real preparation. This is what NFL quarterbacks need to succeed. And Stefanski and his staff are excited about what Shedeur can do now that he's finally getting a fair shot. Sources say Tommy Rees is designing an offense that plays to Shedeur's strengths while protecting him from his current weaknesses. That means quick passing concepts to get the ball out fast against aggressive defenses, planned rollouts and bootlegs that utilize his mobility instead of making him a sitting target in the pocket, deep shots to receivers like Jerry Jeudy, who can win contested catches downfield. This is smart football. You don't throw a young quarterback to the wolves and expect perfection. You create opportunities for success, build his confidence, and let him grow into the role over time. Word around Cleveland's facility is that Shedeur has been completely locked in during practice, coming in early, staying late, asking questions, studying film. He's handling this opportunity like a pro, not a rookie just happy to be there. One of the most fascinating aspects of this situation is the relationship between Shedeur and Kevin Stefanski. According to insider reports and leaked audio, Stefanski has basically stepped back from directly coaching Shedeur or calling plays. He's handed that responsibility entirely to Tommy Rees and the quarterback's coach. His main duties now are making critical decisions and managing timeouts. Analysts say this is Stefanski essentially auditioning for his next job while giving his coordinators freedom to develop Shedeur properly. There's a great quote that sums this up perfectly. It's about not looking at someone when they're right in front of you. You might think you're focused on them, but you're actually looking past them at what's next. That's Stefanski right now. He's not concerned with the noise, the critics, or the doubters who think this decision is insane. He's looking at the big picture, at what this kid could become, at the possibility they just found their franchise quarterback in the 5th round while everyone else was sleeping. Let's address the negativity surrounding this situation. Some people were never going to give Shedeur Sanders a fair chance, no matter what he did. They made up their minds before he ever played. When his stats looked rough in that difficult halftime debut, they felt vindicated. But here's the truth. Cleveland fans have a history of being divided over almost everyone. Baker Mayfield dealt with it. Odell Beckham Jr. dealt with it. Myles Garrett has dealt with it. Even LeBron James, one of the greatest athletes ever, dealt with it in Cleveland because he dared to say he was from Akron instead of Cleveland. When people call Shedeur divisive, they're not really talking about him. They're talking about a fan base that's been hurt and disappointed so many times that some people carry deep resentment toward things they don't fully understand. They didn't like where Shedeur came from. They didn't like his dad's confidence. They didn't like the attention he got in college. They've invented reasons to dislike him that have nothing to do with his ability to play football. But here's what will happen Sunday. Everyone who hated him, everyone who celebrated his struggles, everyone who said he didn't belong, they'll all be watching. They can't help themselves. That's what makes this buzz so enormous. It's not just believers who are excited. It's everyone. Lovers and haters all fixated on this one moment. That's cultural impact. Let's set realistic expectations. Shedeur Sanders isn't going to throw for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns in his debut. That's not how football works. He's still a rookie adjusting to NFL speed. He's still building chemistry with receivers he's only practiced with for a week. He's still going to face defenses far more complex and aggressive than anything in college. But we should see progress over perfection, process over results. Browns legend Bernie Kosar recently gave Shedeur excellent advice. He's in command of the football field now. He needs to manage the game, protect himself from unnecessary hits, make smart decisions with the ball, and save his heroics for the fourth quarter when games are won and lost. Don't try to win the game on the first drive. Don't take unnecessary early risks. Play smart football. Trust the game plan and let the game come to you. If it's 3rd and long and nobody's open, throw it away and move to the next down. If a pass rusher comes free, throw it away instead of taking a huge hit trying to make a miracle play. The goal is to be standing when the game is on the line in the fourth quarter. The offensive game plan reportedly centers heavily on getting the ball to Jerry Jeudy. This makes perfect sense. Jerry Jeudy is the team's best and highest paid receiver. He can get open, catch contested balls, and make plays after the catch. As a young quarterback, you need a guy you can trust. You need someone you can count on to be where they're supposed to be, fight for the football, and bail you out when things break down. Reports from the facility say Shedeur and Jeudy have been connecting really well in practice this week. They're getting in sync. They're building that connection where the quarterback knows where his receiver will be, and the receiver knows the ball is coming when he makes his break. Making Jeudy the clear focal point is also excellent football psychology. When you show your best receiver that level of trust, something powerful happens mentally. That receiver starts playing harder. He runs routes with more urgency. He fights for every yard because he knows his quarterback needs him. It builds mutual respect and a partnership that elevates both players. How Shedeur handles pressure and blitzes will be a major storyline Sunday. Defensive coordinators across the league saw what happened in his first appearance. They saw a young quarterback who struggled when rushed. So you can bet they're going to test him again. They're going to bring heat, disguise coverages, try to confuse him and speed up his internal clock. But here's the difference. Shedeur has actually practiced against these looks this week. His offensive line has worked on protections with him. He knows who's supposed to pick up the blitz and where his hot routes are. Instead of seeing exotic pressure packages for the first time in a game, he's prepared for them. That preparation makes a huge difference in how quickly a quarterback can process what he's seeing and make the right decision. For those who really want to understand what they're watching Sunday, the film breakdown is crucial. When you break down every throw from Shedeur's first game on all 22 tape, which shows every player on the field, the picture becomes much clearer. You can see when receivers ran wrong routes. You can see when protection broke down. You can see when Shedeur read the play correctly, but the throw was off because he was getting hit as he released. Context matters enormously in football evaluation, and film study provides that context in ways live TV broadcasts simply can't. The excitement building around film breakdown sessions is part of the larger excitement around Shedeur's debut. People want to understand what they're really seeing beyond completion percentages and box scores. One of the most powerful aspects of this entire story is the faith element. Not just Shedeur's faith in himself, but Kevin Stefanski's faith in him. Remember the story that went viral on draft day when Stefanski called Shedeur and told him, "God works in mysterious ways"? Those words meant something. That was a head coach planting seeds about trusting the process even when things seemed difficult or disappointing. And now look where we are. 31 teams passed on Shedeur multiple times in the draft. He fell to the 5th round despite many thinking he'd go higher. He sat on the bench as the 3rd-string quarterback for weeks. He got thrown into chaos and struggled statistically while the world mocked him. But through it all, he kept believing. He kept working. He kept preparing even though there was no indication his opportunity would come this quickly. And now he's the starting quarterback for an NFL team with his head coach and coaching staff backing him 100%.
No matter what happens Sunday, that's a powerful story that resonates beyond football fans. It's about perseverance, faith, and not letting circumstances define your future. There's also the family dynamic. Shedeur's father is Shedeur Sanders, one of the most iconic figures in sports history. Prime time defined swagger and confidence. He built a Hall of Fame career on unshakable self-belief and ability to perform when the lights were brightest. But what's interesting is how Shedeur has carved his own identity separate from his father's shadow. He doesn't want to be Deion. He wants to be the best Shedeur he can be. He has quiet confidence rather than loud swagger. He doesn't seek attention, he lets his play speak. He doesn't demand special treatment, he earns respect from coaches and teammates. His maturity is remarkable, especially considering he grew up with every advantage and could have easily been entitled. That's part of why his teammates are rallying behind him. Insider reports say the locker room is genuinely excited about this development. They've seen how hard Shedeur works. They respect his preparation and professionalism. They've watched him handle adversity with grace instead of excuses. That matters enormously for a rookie quarterback. You need your offensive line willing to sacrifice their bodies to protect you. You need receivers fighting for extra yards after the catch. You need running backs picking up blitzes. All of that happens when genuine mutual respect and belief exist. There was recently a break-in at someone's property with nearly $200,000 in damages. While that's a serious crime and unfortunate situation, Shedeur needs to remember he can't let that distract from his preparation or performance. He needs to stay focused on football right now. If he succeeds, his next contract could be worth $55 million per year. That's the opportunity in front of him. A true professional can compartmentalize and stay focused on what matters most. Shedeur needs to put that situation in a box, handle it properly through appropriate channels, and then lock in entirely on football. This Sunday is about his future, about proving he belongs, about showing Stefanski and the organization they were right to believe in him. Sunday's game is a marathon, not a sprint. This isn't about Shedeur winning the Super Bowl in his first start. This isn't about posting MVP stats immediately. This is the first step in what everyone hopes will be a long, successful journey. The fastest starter doesn't always win the race. The winner is the one who keeps improving and perseveres until they cross the finish line. That's the mindset Shedeur needs. Patience with the process is key. There will be mistakes Sunday. There will be throws he wants back. There will be frustrating moments when things don't go according to plan. But what matters most is staying composed, learning from each rep, and continuing to move forward. Managing the game and the responsibilities that come with playing quarterback at a high level is crucial for development. You're no longer just an athlete. You're the CEO of the football field. You control everything: the game, the clock, the personnel, the calls, everything. One of the most important strategic points for Sunday: take calculated shots. Shedeur doesn't need to force throws into coverage to prove his arm strength. He doesn't need to scramble in the first quarter just to show his athleticism. There should be specific moments in the game plan when they attack downfield, clear moments when they're aggressive, and clear structure for everything else. Knowing when to be aggressive versus when to be conservative is a sign of quarterback maturity that typically takes years to develop. Heavy blitzing will feature prominently in the defensive game plan Shedeur faces. Defensive coordinators studied the tape from his first game and saw a rookie quarterback who can be rattled under pressure. So they're going to test that again. They're going to send extra rushers and force him to make quick decisions. They're going to try to panic him and speed up his internal clock. But this week is different because Shedeur has been preparing for this. He knows it's coming. He's practiced it. He has answers ready. The key will be his ability to diagnose what he's seeing pre-snap. Can he identify which defenders are faking blitz and which are actually coming? Can he adjust protections and get everyone on the same page? Can he quickly find his hot route when pressure arrives? These are the details that separate good quarterbacks from great ones. And while Shedeur won't get everything perfect Sunday, showing improvement in these areas will be a massive sign of progress. This is the moment. This is what everyone's been waiting for. Sunday, Shedeur Sanders gets his shot to prove he belongs. The entire football world will be watching.